Hi, I'm Tasha from One Big Happy Life on behalf of the Financial Diet, and this is the Lifestyle Fix brought to you by Skillshare. Spring is finally here, which means many of us are getting into the seasonal deep cleaning mode. It's also a great opportunity to take some time to declutter your space. Over the past few months, I've been taking the slow and steady approach to decluttering, meaning that instead of Marie Kondoing by category, I've been going room by room or sometimes even drawer by drawer, depending on how much time I have. And yes, this means that it takes me multiple passes to fully declutter an entire room. But doing it this way helps me make some progress on the decluttering front, even when I don't have time to take on a full-scale house purge. So today, I'm going to be sharing items that I've recently decluttered in my home. Number 1, kitchen storage containers that I haven't used in years. We moved into our current home almost 3 years ago. Of all the places in my home, I have to confess that the kitchen is the only one that has never really received a full-scale declutter in all of these years. Sure, I'll tackle the junk drawer a few times a year and I'll reorganize our tiny pantry every so often, but aside from that, the kitchen has gotten very little attention from me. So while I aspire to doing a full-scale declutter one of these coming weekends, I thought I'd start with the most obvious item that I could purge: all of the old storage containers that we no longer use. We've always been in the habit of packing our lunches for work. So years ago, we purchased a set of square Rubbermaid containers. We quickly realized that the containers were the wrong size for our needs, but we kept using them for years until we finally purchased some new lunch containers last year. Well, instead of recycling our old containers, we stuffed them in the back of a cabinet where they've been sitting unused and in the way ever since. I hated the idea of letting go of perfectly good containers, but they weren't serving any purpose for us, so I finally admitted that it was just time for them to go. Number 2, picture frames and art from college. I have these 2 matching black picture frames that I bought in law school. They're 4 foot by 2 foot, so they're pretty substantial. They fit perfectly in the space that I was renting at the time, but since moving out of that apartment in 2011, I've not lived in a space where those frames worked. Not one. Now, mind you, I didn't say that I didn't use them. Oh, I used them. I hung them up on any blank wall where they would fit. Then every time I'd walk by them, I'd note that it didn't really work in the space and that I didn't particularly like the artwork in them either. I did this for 3 houses. Then we moved to this house and I tried switching out the artwork and painting the frames white to match my new aesthetic. They still were wrong size for all of our walls, but at least I liked what was in them. Well, this year I finally admitted that these frames and their art needed to go. I replaced them with some large-scale artwork that cost me less than $50 to create. If you're interested in how I did it, check out TFD's story highlights over on Instagram for my Instagram takeover. Number 3, dead plants. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I am Tasha, killer of plants, first of her name, and this is an actual dead plant that's been hanging out in my house for months. I, for the life of me, can't seem to keep plants alive for an extended period of time. I've killed succulents, 6 of them in the past 6 months. I've killed air plants. I don't know how other people remember to take care of their plants, but I just can't, and yet I keep buying them. FYI, the plant in this background here is totally fake, otherwise it would already be dead. And instead of throwing the plants in the compost and upcycling their containers, I either let them continue to sit on the shelf where their carcass acts as a dry decoration, or they join the rows of dead plants and pots in our garage. I know how weird that sounds, but like I said, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you here. It's like throwing them out means that I really have to admit that they're dead and that I wasted my money, so I put off doing it for as long as I can stand. But a few weeks ago, I walked around the house and grabbed all of the dead plants and pots and disposed of them. The plant graveyard in our garage is still there, but we're getting ready to do a huge garage declutter, so its days are numbered. Number 4, shoes that hurt my feet. And in particular, I'm talking about these sneakers that I bought from Clark's and only wore once. These shoes might as well be 5-inch strappy stilettos given how much they hurt my feet. I take public transportation on the days when I work from the office, so I do quite a bit of walking, usually with a heavy backpack filled with lunch and 2 laptops. one to work on my business during my commute and the other for my day job. Although I do try to buy the most comfortable and supportive but still cute flats that I can find, at the end of the day, they're just never going to be as comfortable as sneakers, especially given that racing to and from the train station with the commuter horde is only 1 degree of separation away from the running of the bulls. So I went to one of my favorite shoe stores, Clark's, and picked up a pair of their Wave Walkers for $80. They felt great in the store and around the house, but I took them out for a spin on my commute and my feet were dying at the end of the day. I was on the verge of blisters, and I've never had a foot blister a day in my life. In the Marine Corps, we go on all-day marches, 15 to 20 miles with a full backpack, a rifle, in combat boots, with zero arch support and military-issue socks. Not one blister, but one day in these shoes and my feet lost all their soldier cred. Now, I do confess that I have other shoes that hurt my feet, like my black high-heeled boots that Joseph bought me early on in our relationship. I love those boots, but they have a 4-hour wear maximum, and I'm okay with that. But shoes that look like sneakers, if they're not comfortable, they have to go. The only downside is that because I had worn them, and yes, the soles definitely look worn, I couldn't return them. So that was money down the drain, which sucks, but better than to leave them gathering dust and taking up unnecessary space in my closet. Number 5, gifted glass bowls. Over the years, Joseph and I have been gifted quite a few houseware items. Of course, we're always appreciative of the sentiment behind every gift we receive, but the gifts don't always match our style or even the way we actually live. We're a pretty casual family, and even when we have a special occasion, we don't reach for crystalware. Over the years, we've been gifted quite a collection of glass bowls and platters. And like the dutiful, appreciative gift receivers we are, we've placed them in a position of honor in our china cabinet and then never used any of them once. But as much as we hate hurting the feelings of the gift givers, we hate having unnecessary clutter in our home even more. So we've decided to donate the glassware so that it can find a home with people who will get lots of use out of it. Number 6, old makeup or skincare products. I've slowly been building my makeup and skincare routine over the years, and in fact, I used to be a bit of a makeup junkie. I loved wearing a bold assortment of eyeshadows even during the day. Over the years, I've amassed well over 100 different eyeshadow pots, most of which were from MAC, and all of which are technically past their useful life. Luckily, MAC has a great exchange program, so every few months or so, I'll head to MAC and exchange a few expired eyeshadow pots for a new eyeshadow or lip gloss. It's a great way for me to reduce the clutter in my home, recycle the old products, and replace my lip glosses on the cheap when they run out. So now that I've shared some items that I've purged from my life to create a happier, less cluttered home, let's talk about a great way to brush up on some other life skills, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes in design, business, technology, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on essential topics so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Looking to brush up on your lifestyle photography skills so you can deck out those empty walls of yours, perhaps because you finally purged your old college art like I did? Check out Mark Marie Forsberg's class, Lifestyle Photography, Capturing Inspiring Visual Stories, where she teaches you how to capture stunning stories in a styled yet natural way. Click the link in the description box to join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today, and take advantage of a special offer just for TFD viewers. The first 500 visitors will get 2 months of unlimited access to over 25,000 classes for free. Act now so you don't miss out and start learning today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you here next Friday for another new episode of The Lifestyle Fix. Bye.